Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Jamie Green, the Solar Queen, and I have a special show for you today. In fact, if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur or side hustler and numbers are not your thing, this show is for you. I have a special guest. Her name's Kristina Jacobs with Account On. She's an accountant and she's going to come and share her story. So sit tight and I'll have her right back on. Whoops, I got to start the video. Here you guys go. Hi, Kristina.
Hi, Jamie.
Happy Wednesday to you. I guess the last Wednesday of the year.
Right? Mars New Year Eve. That's pretty crazy.
It is crazy. How has the year been for you this year?
It's been crazy, like for probably everyone with COVID and shelter in place and kids being home more time than usual.
Yeah.
Figure out the work and the kids being all together. So it's been pretty crazy. But we had the good stuff too.
Good. Yeah. So for those who are new to my show, I interview business owners, entrepreneurs, side hustlers, and influencers. And Kristina is a business owner. An entrepreneur. She not only is she that, but she is a mother of 4 beautiful children. Like beautiful. And she's not only is she a mother, but she has her business. And how old is your youngest daughter now? She must be 9 months old.
She's 7 months.
7 months old.
Yes.
And you have been managing all this through a COVID crisis. So I applaud you for everything.
It's been crazy, busy, and challenging. But with the husband and a great family, you can manage it for sure.
Totally. It's totally possible. And I think as mothers, we take on so much. And I don't know about you, but I perform better when I have more responsibility or more things to do. I don't know. So I feel like when I have pressure, when the pressure's on, I perform better. And then I always get to that point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't handle it anymore. And I get stressed out when it isn't good. So I'm learning to balance, learning to find balance and asking for help when I need help. And so one of the things that Kristina does for me is she's helping me with my own books. So Kristina is an accountant. Will you share a little bit, Kristina, of how you got started in accounting and maybe even share a little bit more of where you're from? Actually start there. Where are you from? And then how did you get into accounting?
Sure. So I came from Russia, a little tiny city in Russia, not Moscow, not St. Petersburg, but a little tiny city. I went to the college and there I met good friends. And one of the friends went through the program and she went to Baltimore. And that's how I knew about the program. And I said to my daddy, Dad, I need to learn the language. I'm stuck at it. Let's just, explore this program and see what we can do. And I remember I was working all summer and through the whole entire year to be able to go to United States. And the main request that I had was to visit San Francisco. That was my dream. I just wanted to go to San Francisco and see the Golden Gate Bridge. And one of the jobs came from San Anselmo. And I'm like, I'm taking it. I don't know. I did not even know what San Anselmo is. I was trying to Google it. I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, how's that close to San Francisco? Is it like down somewhere in LA? But I will drive to San Francisco, I just wanted to see this beautiful bridge, beautiful city. And when I got the interview, I went through this visa process and I got my visa, and it was scary. But when you're young, you kind of go for it,
Right.
So jump on a plane, came to San Francisco, and I was just blown away with the city, with the bridge. It was everything what I was dreaming about, you know?
It is a beautiful city. If you're watching and you're not from the Bay Area or from California, you haven't seen it. San Francisco itself is kind of turned into not such the loveliest city as it used to be, because they're going through a lot right now. But the landscape, the bridge, the Marin Headlands, the cityscape, I mean, everything is gorgeous about the Bay Area, but specifically San Francisco Bay Area and the headlands and everything. And San Anselmo is just across the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco, about 10-15 minutes north of the bridge. It's not that far.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I came and I was working all full summer, and I was learning the language, and it was difficult at the times. And but the whole thing was learning the language. That was the cool thing. But besides that, I got my boss was very nicely gentleman, and he took me to some trips. Or we had 4th of July, and he took me to Civic Center and see the firework. We went to Tahoe, and he introduced me to a lot of good people that now is my friends. And so through the job, I met my husband. It took us probably 2 months. He asked me stay here. I said, hey, you know what? Marry me first, and then I'll stay. So he decided to marry me, But
wow. How old were you when this all was happening, when you came
19.
to 19?
I was 19. But I did not stay because my parents got all paranoid because they love me so much, and they just what's going on, So so I back to Russia for 1 year, and my husband was over here in the United States working really hard on get me a visa, it was the most longest year for me to be away from him. It's my love, and being away. But turned out after the years that I did the whole process that we went through, it was everything correctly done. All the papers were done. I'm totally legal immigrant, I think last year I got my citizenship, and so now I have a dual citizenship, and I'm being legal here, and raising my 4 children, and being happily married, But took over 2 months, but hey, have to take the chance.
You do have to take a chance, and I think what it says about you is that you believe in yourself, you believe in your abilities, and you just took a step of faith. And I'm sure your parents, it was quite scary for them to let you go, come to America, meet some guy, get married, and
But that's why I returned to Russia, to prove that everything is under control, and that this is the real guy, it's nothing crazy. And then my husband came to Russia a couple times, so it was approved that everything is right, everything is perfect. And parents, when I already had this 1 year, when I got approved for another visa to come to the United States, then they, with easy heart, said okay, you can go, you can live life. And my parents been here right now probably 4 to 5 times.
I think. That's wonderful.
They're loving to come here. So
yes,
more trips to come after after the COVID gonna pass by us.
Yes,
hopefully it's gonna happen.
That's awesome. Justin Benton says, hey, Solar Queen, and say hello to Christina. She is a very excellent accountant. So I want to hear, Christina, how you got the internship or the job in San Anselmo. You go back to Russia to prove to your parents, hey, I want to stay in America. I'm in love. I'm going to get married. You get married. What happens next? What were you did you go back to work for that same accountant in San Anselmo, or what was happening then?
So in the movie, the job that I had, it was in the moving business, and I was a mover. So a lady being the mover, but hey, they needed a touch, you know. Make sure nothing is broken, make sure everything is lined up, make sure everything organized. That's what I learned. I learned to be organized. That's one of the things. And you know, and then in the moving businesses, it's a lot of different people with knowing English but different accents. And that's what I also learned. And I learned that this country is so like beautiful with all those different people that came all across the world, you know. When I came back from Russia, I was pregnant with my first one, and I did not know nothing about United States. The only one that was in common for me was the numbers, and I was good at them.
Yeah.
So my husband, after I had my first child, I was kind of like, you know, I need a little bit something going on besides just being a mom. I want more to do, you know, I want more to do in this life. So my husband have a really good friend, and she still have her very successful bookkeeping business, and she introduced me. And then we're like, okay, I'll just start with 4 hours a day, then it turned into a day, then it turned into like 2 days, then in 3 days. And then we went to the conferences. I took some classes because I got more interested about it. I know that this is the land of opportunity, and I just wanted to know how to make the money, how people are doing it, you know? So, and I thought that accounting and the bookkeeping portion of it is kind of where I can learn about it. And then I had struggled myself with the taxes. So that is another reason why I wanted to learn, because I thought that this is something that I can do. And so with my friend, we was growing this business, and then I had my third child. Well, when I kind of separated from her, she had a little more different interest. I was doing the numbers, and now I have my own business for 6 years, you know, and I love to help people with that, because I know this is a huge struggle for everyone. And when I hear the call or people come to me and say, hey, thank you so much for explaining all this in easy language, it just melts my heart. You know, I love it. I love to hear how I can help all the other businesses.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes, at least for me, you and I'm working with you right now, getting started, because I've just formed my own business, my own LLC, and Christina has been absolutely amazing to help me figure all this out. Because numbers, even though I like numbers, I don't want to say good at it. I just don't know. I just don't know all the ins and outs of bookkeeping and accounting and what's what. So I really appreciate, and I think business owners, self-employed or independent contractors, I don't know if that's who you work with. I'm sure you work with big businesses, small. I don't know. You can tell me the kind of businesses that your ideal customer is. But I get bogged down by the numbers, I guess, or by the bookkeeping and stuff. But you've made it very simple, and you just say, I need this and I need that, and I give it to you, and you make it all just, you know, work.
Well, I think, Jamie, the one thing, it's bookkeeping, right? You're putting just the numbers in the books, and people are mostly using QuickBooks. But it's another thing to know the program and how to do it, because I have one client who knows the numbers, know how to put everything in the QuickBooks, but he does not know the program. And what he did, like, I put all the numbers for him, I prepared everything for him, and he just thought, okay, I'll just do it myself, you know, a few things. And then he pretty much redone everything what I've done. And it turned out that I had to redo everything because it's double entry.
Oh, so
no. Clean up everything, it took more of my time, took his time, when he actually could done some of his projects, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's not just about the numbers, it's about also the the programs that you're using and understanding of it. And it's a lot of different tools that you can do it. And so yeah, it's everything above.
Yes. And you work closely with a certified public accountant, or is that what they're called? CPAs?
CPA, that's right. That's yes. So I have right next to my door an amazing certified public accountant, and I'm working with her. I'm glad to find her because what I found through my years, some of my clients had when they hire me had the bookkeeping problems, right? They didn't put everything correctly. That's one thing. But what I found sometimes that bookkeepers don't know what CPAs need.
Gotcha.
They're mostly working with the client and looking what the client needs. But sometimes you need to understand what CPA needs too, because if CPA needs certain way, then if you don't put the same in the books, what happens is they asking questions. When CPA asking questions, then it takes them time. If it takes them time, you're paying more CPA.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is put it the right way in the books for the client, that the client would understand, and then put the same way that it will nicely tied up way for the CPA, so CPA won't have any questions.
Gotcha.
So that's my main goal for any client that I have. But I noticed also that CPAs sometimes have no clue about the bookkeeping.
They just know the tax laws or
the tax laws, and they go for it, but they have just give me the numbers,
Yeah.
And that's where it's for me is the goal to if I have a client, I will take everything, and thanks to my CPA that I'm working with, because anything I like to work with her, and I'm just referring all my clients to her, and I know what she needs from me, and when it's such a collaboration together, it just makes everyone's life so much easier.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And and April doesn't look that bad as everyone is just with tears in the eyes, oh my God, it's April comes,
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what kind of businesses do you work with?
I'm working with any business because I find myself, if I'm doing just one project and one type of business, that's getting boring for me. I want to learn how other people doing this business, because how they, because them inspiration, them go, in them business, it gives me this vibe.
Yeah.
And even for me, it's just the numbers, but at the same time, I'm figuring out how to put those numbers. What's benefits for them? How can I help them? And working with, I'm working with anyone pretty much.
That's amazing, because it is bookkeeping, right? I mean, I don't want to say it's bookkeeping, but it is it's a numbers thing. So it's probably irrelevant what kind of business you're working with. It's all going to be numbers and.
Yeah, it's the same numbers, but you not just working with bookkeeping and everything online these days. You're also working with the person. You're also looking what the person needs. So that's portion of the bookkeeping that people don't talk about it, and that's what I love. I love meet other people, other entrepreneurs, other business owners, and talk to them and see what they need. I met with you, right? And what do you need? What's your goals? And I love to see how the businesses grows from minimal what they're making a year to the big numbers. And that's where it's excited me to work with.
Yeah. Well, I know, a lot of people are independent contractors this year. Every side gig, or Uber drivers or Lyft drivers, or even people that do the shopping. What is it called? Not Uber Eats, but Instacart. A lot of people are doing side hustle type work. Some might consider my solar business a side hustle, but it is my full business. But before forming my own LLC, my own company, I was an independent contractor for other solar companies. And so now that's changed, obviously. But, It's one of those things that I think some people, they don't realize when they get into this kind of independent contractor space, what that all entails and how to keep track of everything. You've certainly helped me understand what I need to be doing. So yeah, so you work closely with your CPA. The two of you kind of are partnered up and refer business to each other, which I think is great. How else are you getting clients? Or is it through word of mouth? What are you doing to grow your business?
Yeah, so actually I have several places where you can find me. One of them, we have Marin Bookkeepers Network in Marin. And that's where everyone kind of posting what they need for them business, and that's how I'm finding them. And then I give them a call and say, hey, you're looking for the bookkeeper. And that's one way. Another way would be my website. You can go to my website. It's accounton.com. You can see me there. And then another way, you could go directly to the QuickBooks. If you're a QuickBooks user, QuickBooks Online user, and actually desktop too, you could go to the website and find my profile there.
I didn't know that QuickBooks allows you to do that.
Yes, you can find me in QuickBooks, and that's how I got about 5 referrals from there.
That's incredible.
Yeah, people were looking specifically for the place because I'm located in Nevada, and they, for instance, in Petaluma, and they kind of want to drive by and say hi because they work at San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And so they kind of was looking in this area, and that's how they found me. So that's another one. And then word of mouth. I have a few people that referred me and amazing clients, which is I'm so appreciate for. And yeah, people happy, and they just spread about me,
Yeah, that's the best, right? Those referrals are the best business, I think, in my opinion. I think it's the best way to earn business or get new business because someone had a great experience and are willing to pass along who they worked with. And then, because I think, trust is a big thing too. Trust with somebody. And so if someone refers, then obviously there was a trust factor that was there. And I think that's referrals are a great way. But your website is www.accounton.com.
That's right. And I think trust is the main thing, especially in the bookkeeping. I mean, if you're going to tell, hey, please give me your access to your online banking so I can review it, people are getting a little bit like, okay, I don't know her,
Yeah.
So if you're getting some referral this way from somebody, people always are like, okay, I can trust her, and that's been my struggle to get any client at the beginning because people did not know me. Now I'm more everywhere, and I have more experience and people sees me, and now I build my website where they can see me. So the trust definitely needs to be there.
Yeah. And I think also being, are you able to help people and businesses throughout California and throughout the United States? Or are you just focused on local business? What's your scope of, your scope of work or location wise?
So at this moment, I have pretty much Marin, then San Francisco, and then Oakland. Yes, I have a few clients in San Francisco, one client in Oakland. My goal is definitely go through California.
Yeah,
I would love to see other places and spread myself a little bit and see around, and help. It all depends on the business. So if the business is something that I really love and maybe something in LA, I would take it. I would go and help the person, help the business to grow.
Would you uproot your family and move to LA, or would you just, go down there as needed to meet?
I would travel, me and my family, and I'm like, here's the business, I have to go. Do you want to come with me? Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I help people all throughout all of California and throughout the United States. So it's kind of nice. COVID has kind of lent that ability to, work remotely or be able to help people in other states and in other parts of the country where normally I wouldn't have been able to. So it just was. I that's kind of one of the silver linings of 2020 to be actually like very honest about the fact that for my business in the solar industry, I don't have to necessarily go to the person's house to have a consultation. We can do it over Zoom or whatnot. I did go to a solar installation today where I got to see the installation, the panels being installed, and all the electrical stuff and the battery and everything. And so that is one benefit of being local, but with the way the world is going, where everything's remote, and with it being numbers, and you can just hop on a call and talk about things. I imagine it will widen your customer base as you expand in other parts of the state.
For sure, yeah. I mean, COVID helped me more to get more clients in the remote base, and people more starting like, okay, we can do accounting in the remote, and now especially with all the tools,
Yes.
you could see the same screen, and know exactly what you're talking about. But if one of my clients decide to, like, let's say you're gonna open some shop in LA and you need to set up everything, I will go for it.
Yeah. Who wouldn't? I mean, that would be fun. I love to travel.
I know, I do. Yeah, I do love travel.
I'm an accountant and I'm willing to travel.
No, I love travel for sure. And if it's a business or pleasure, I'll go for both.
Right. Well, and it's also a business expense, right?
Right.
The travel for the work and everything. So, well, I just think it's amazing that you are adapting to not only you becoming a citizen of the United States, coming to America to learn how to do all this and like evolve as a person, but you've come to America, you've become a citizen, you've had your business for 6 years now?
6 years, yes.
6 years, and you have 4 children and an amazing husband, and you are just thriving. And I just think it's amazing. And not only that, guys, I met Christina was my oldest son's soccer coach 2 seasons ago. That's actually how we met, right? Was it 2 or season? Last season. It was last season.
Well, last season was skipped because of the COVID.
That's right. Okay, so 2 seasons ago. So that's how Christina and I met. And that's when I was like, "What do you do, Christina?" And she's like, "I'm an accountant." I'm like, "You are?" And she's like, "Yes, I am." And then I think it was shortly after, wasn't it? Shortly after the soccer season was over, your citizenship, you became a citizen of the United States. So
yes.
Yeah. So you're a highly capable, smart, beautiful woman and business owner, entrepreneur. And I just am so grateful to be able to have you on the show today for you to share your story and share your business. So if you're interested in working with Christina, and if you're, I would say, I'm going to say this since I know more independent contractors. Or if you're a business owner, so 1099ers or people that have businesses and have all that, and you need accounting help, Christina can help you. So visit her website, www.accounton.com. All of her information is there to reach out to Christina. Is there anything else that you'd like to share, Christina?
I don't have anything else to share. I know that, it's the end of the year and everyone is pretty crazy, but I know that January comes and that's where everyone is wake up with the whole thing about that, we need to figure out everything. So I am available. I'm here. And if anyone needs to help to, and sometimes people don't even know about things, and just to call me for consultation, just to figure out how to place things in the right way, just give me a call and I can help you with that. And then we can work, and have a good start, and to not be afraid of this April 15th due date.
I know, right? Everybody dreads tax day. Unless they're prepared. Unless you're prepared, right?
Yeah, I can make sure that you are prepared and you're aware of everything before that day comes.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Christina, for being on this week's show. And I wish you and your family a very happy new year. And I hope that 2021 is just, just grows and grows and grows. And I know it's going to. So I'm really excited to see how your business continues to grow. So thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you. And Happy New Year. Hopefully it's going to be real happy.
Yes, yes. So next week, I'm hang tight for just a second, Christina. So next week, I have my guest is pending. I'm waiting to see if we had to do some rearranging, but next week it'll be a show that will be on Wednesday as well, because I am going to be traveling on Thursday to some business trainings that I've got going. So Wednesday, I will be back on with a surprise guest. And thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to share this out, especially if you are somebody that needs help with accounting. Please reach out to Christina. She will take great care of you. So until next week, happy New Year to you all, and have a great Wednesday.